Hey everyone, welcome back. Ready to dive deep into something really interesting today.
Always excited to explore new ideas. What are we tackling today?
You know how we talk about how much metaphors reveal about how well someone knows a topic?
Oh, yeah, that's a good one.
It's like almost a secret code to crack.
Exactly, like a window into their thinking.
So today we're going to unpack that whole idea.
Awesome. I've got some notes and stuff too, by the way.
Perfect. Yeah, I've got a bunch of stuff too. Um, so first off, why are metaphors so important?
Well, you hit on it already. It's about more than just like pretty language.
Right, it's deeper than that.
Way deeper. A well-chosen metaphor, it can like illuminate a whole concept,
I feel like it makes you get it, not just memorize it.
Precisely.
Mhm.
And conversely, a bad metaphor, or the lack of one, can totally expose a lack of real knowledge.
Okay, so that's what we're going to explore. How metaphors are like a knowledge test.
You got it. We'll dig into the why, how to spot it, and even how you can use this to learn better.
Love it.
Yeah.
Okay, so starting with this whole knowledge test thing, what's the thinking behind that? I mean, why are metaphors such a good indicator of someone's understanding?
Think about it. Anyone can like spit back facts or jargon they've heard.
Yeah, like a robot.
Exactly. But can they make you understand that concept?
By connecting it to something you already know.
Yes. It's about making those connections, those leaps from abstract to concrete.
So someone who can do that, they're showing they've really internalized the concept.
100%. They're not just repeating, they're relating.
Now, this one idea from the notes, I love this, the acid test.
Oh, yeah, that's a good one.
Explaining something new to, like, your grandparents or a child.
And in your native language, no jargon allowed.
Right. That's tough. Is that really possible with every topic, though?
It might not be easy, but the point is it forces you to get to the core of the idea, if you truly understand it,
You should be able to break it down.
without all the fancy terms and technical stuff, and tailor it to whoever you're talking to.
Oh, I see. So, like, if I was explaining, I don't know, quantum physics to my niece.
Exactly. You couldn't use all the physics jargon. You'd need a metaphor.
Like, imagine tiny little balls of energy. I don't know.
There you go. The point is you'd have to find a way to connect it to her world.
So a physicist who can explain gravity to a kid using, like, a ball rolling down a hill.
Versus complex equations they'd use with a colleague. Yeah, that's the sign of true mastery.
Okay, so now I'm curious about the flip side. How do we spot when someone doesn't really know their stuff based on their metaphors?
That's a good question.
Like, what are the red flags?
Well, watch out for metaphors that are way too simplistic.
Like trying to fit a square peg in a round hole.
Yeah. If the metaphor doesn't really capture the complexity of the idea, that's a warning sign.
It's like they're oversimplifying it to make it seem like they understand when maybe they don't.
Could be. Or the opposite, A metaphor that's so convoluted, it just muddies the waters.
Oh, yeah. Trying to sound super smart, but just ending up confusing everyone.
Exactly. Another giveaway. Relying too much on personal anecdotes.
Oh, interesting.
Those can be helpful sometimes as examples.
Sure.
But if that's all they've got, in my experience.
Like they're not seeing the bigger picture.
Exactly. Could be a sign their knowledge is limited to their own little bubble.
Good point.
And honestly, sometimes it's as simple as the metaphor just being irrelevant.
Like comparing apples to oranges.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If it's a stretch, a forced fit, that's a red flag for sure.
So this is all really making me think about how I use metaphor.
Oh, absolutely. This isn't just about judging other people, right?
Right. It's like, how can I use metaphors to learn better, explain things better?
Bingo. And the source had some great advice on that, by the way. When you're learning something new,
Yeah.
pay attention to the metaphors your teachers or sources are using. They can be gold mines of insight.
Because they highlight the key points, the connections.
Exactly. And this one's even better. Try explaining what you're learning to someone else using a metaphor.
Oh, that's a good challenge. Because if you can't,
It might mean you don't fully get it yourself yet.
wow, I'm seeing metaphors in a whole new light now. They're like way more powerful than I realized.
Right. It's not just flowery language. It's about thinking clearly, learning deeply, and communicating effectively.
Totally agree. It's a
Yeah.
skill we can all work on.
For sure. The more you're aware of metaphors, the better you'll be at spotting the good ones, the bad ones.
And crafting your own.
Yes.
This has been awesome.
Glad you enjoyed the dive.
Listeners, we want to hear from you. What's a metaphor that really made something click for you?
Share your thoughts. We'd love to hear them.
Until next time, keep diving deep.